Y'all back at it. We going in for the win. Shout out everybody still learning themselves, still understanding where we coming from. Shout out everybody studying their birth chart. Study your astrological birth chart. Let's go straight in. We still going in with the rising signs, the ascendant. Don't forget, you are not just your sun sign. Boom, let's go straight in. If you want to know what the ascendant, the rising sign is all about, this is what the rising sign is all about. The rising sign represents your physical body and outward style, also known as your ascendant sign. Your rising sign indicates the sign of the zodiac that was literally rising on the eastern horizon the moment you were born. It represents how a person has learned to present themselves to the world and how people see you off of first impression. Boom, we going in with the rising sign, the Gemini rising sign, the Gemini ascendant sign, same thing, rising ascendant, that Gemini energy, Gemini rising. People see you as a very friendly person. You can notice a Gemini rising by how they are usually moving and can't stay still. They're always moving. They're moving their hands. They're moving. If you're having a conversation with them, they are usually talking with their hands. You ever see somebody talk with their hands? I got a lot of Gemini energy, so sometimes I do that. I talk with my hands. They have that childish energy. They love to play around, a little silly. Their facial features are usually young. No matter the age, they look young in the face. They look really young in the face. You are very curious and love to learn, and that makes you attracted to smarter people. That Gemini energy is very intellectual, very smart. Gemini risings are very friendly, but it is very hard to know them unless you really get to know them and understand them. It's very hard to know a Gemini, especially Gemini rising. You can be restless and impatient, very critical on yourself, and it can be hard to express your emotions. Gemini rising can talk a lot. That Gemini energy can talk. They love to communicate. They have the gifts to gab. Very good at multitasking. Very important for a Gemini energy to meditate, because your mind is always moving and you have to stay still so you can get your mind right. You just can't be running around and walking around all the time with your mind going all over the place. Because your mind can go all over the place, it can be hard for you to focus on one thing. And it's hard. It's more harder for a Gemini rising or Gemini energy to focus on one thing. The best thing I would say for a Gemini rising is to focus on at least two things. Not one thing, because your mind is going to be shifting to another thing. You want to keep it moving. Your mind is always they want to know everything. They want to learn. That Gemini rising, that Gemini energy wants to learn, and their mind is always moving. So meditate, take your time on things, because your mind is always moving, and focus on at least two things at once. At least two things, because if you're a Gemini right now, Gemini rising, and you're watching this video, you're probably looking at least two things right now, and me. Shout out to the Gemini rising, Gemini ascendant. Shout out to everybody still loving themselves, still learning themselves, still studying their birth chart. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe to the page. And shout out to everybody learning themselves. Love yourself and learn yourself. Good people. Peace.